going to cost you something. And what he tells them that it's going to cost them is still true for us in this room today. The first thing he says will cost you your comfort. Verse 16 says this: Jesus is speaking to his disciples and says, I'm leaving, I'm passing the baton. You go tell people about me in this broken and evil world. 16, Jesus says this: behold. This word behold in the Greek means pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, because you're going to need to remember this when life gets hard. Pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, because life is going to get very difficult because you follow me, but I need you to understand that this is all part of the plan. This is part of my Father's plan, that when you follow me, it will cost you. And he tells them this: I am sending you. Look at this. This is very clear that Christianity is not a passive faith, it's an active faith. That Jesus is sending out those that are following him into a broken and dark world, because there is so much brokenness and darkness that he wants us to be a conduit of his grace to allow people to know him through us. So he says, I'm sending you. So we know right off the bat, Jesus says, listen, I want you to go somewhere. I am sending you. And then he tells them this, that there's an active mission, but he says, I'm sending you out as sheep in the midst of wolves. That Jesus uses these terms intentionally. He uses the Christians as sheep. But I want to be very clear, this is not the same way as they will kill you. Be aware of the culture that you are in. There's a way to move. But he never told them to be silent. I want you to think about that. Jesus never told them to be silent. He just told them to be wise. Today, if you're wondering what's the cause for comfort, and so some of us have learned that we will follow God as long as it's comfort. Beware of men, for they will deliver you over to the courts. Jesus is speaking to what here? The courts. The political system. I just want you to see something here. Don't think I have hidden agenda or motive. I'm teaching the Bible, but Jesus talks about the courts, the political court, just so we're clear. And he talks about the synagogue, which is talking about what? The church, the religious. Jesus is telling them, you have two forces working against you when you actually live for the truth. You're going to have, this is Jesus' time, don't jump ahead of me. I'll take you there, don't jump yet. He is saying there's going to be a political system that opposes Christianity. Check this out. Jesus is amazing. Then he says there's going to be a religious system that opposes Christianity. Both of these systems were against the truth in Jesus' time because they wanted to silence his voice. Both these systems. When you fast forward and you look at history from this moment to even today, there will always be tension with religious fathers speaking through you. Jesus is helping them understand it's going to cost you your comfort, it's going to cost you approval. Not everybody reaching pain. Not only the betrayal, but leads to his own death. I put my brother to death because he believes in Jesus. That's the kind of life these people had to live. And he says, and the father, his child and children will rise against parents and have them put to death. You have this internal conflict with your own family now because you believe in Jesus. They don't believe in Jesus. They don't understand. So now you're not supported. And I know this happens all across this room. It happens to a lot of college students and young adults and everybody. You follow Jesus and your family doesn't understand and they make fun of you or they criticize you. And there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of challenge and you feel like you're incredibly alone and you feel like you're being stones thrown at you all the time. It's like the story I shared earlier, they're worshiping Jesus. They're having stones thrown at them. I will tell you, whether in the workplace or at school or your own family, when you worship Jesus, expect to have maybe not literal stones, but verbal stones thrown at you. For you. Hang on, I'm coming back for you. Verse 23, when they persecute you in one town, flee to the next. For truly I say to you, you would not have gone through all the towns of Israel before the Son of Man comes. Just keep teaching, keep preaching, and just keep going. Just keep going. I will come back. And last but not least, he tells them this. This is true for us today. If you follow Jesus, it will cost you your reputation. if you follow Jesus, it'll cost you your reputation. And the reason why this is so tempting is because sometimes there's a temptation to maintain a certain image. Sometimes there's a temptation to maintain a certain reputation. And sometimes we choose our own reputation and the ones that we are writing versus the ones that he is calling us to live out. And Jesus says the disciple is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. It is enough for the disciple to be like his teacher and the servant like his master. But then he says this, listen, if they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, you know what this means? The prince of demons. So, Jesus went around, and we're closing.